Tomorrow, I will make you break his legs with your own hands." With a cold threat, our main character left his enemies shaking in pure rage. But as he returned home, a horrific truth shattered his world. His childhood best friend, a gentle giant, had been left to rot in the dark mountains by his own evil family. Covered in blood and broken bones, the giant smiled softly, waiting for death. They abused him, they betrayed him, and now they abandoned him. Don't blink, because the ultimate wrath of the strongest son-in-law begins right now.
At the Shunwu Earl Manor. "Father-in-law, mother-in-law, please have some tea." Shen Lang's voice echoed through the hall. Inside the room, Shen Lang respectfully offered tea and paid his respects to Kim Juo and his life. Holding his teacup, Kim Juo asked warmly, "Shen Lang, what are your plans for today?" Shen Lang answered respectfully, "My parents worked tirelessly to raise me. By marrying into the Earl Manor, I have failed in my duty as a son. Today, I'd like to return home to honor and care for them." Outwardly, that's what he said. Inwardly, however, he thought, "I'd better not tell the Earl and his wife that I'm actually going to settle some scores. That would only make me seem reckless." Kim Juo nodded approvingly. "Filial piety comes before all else. That's only natural. Go ahead and take these 2 gifts to your parents on my behalf." Shen Lang bowed. "Yes, thank you, father-in-law. I'll take my leave." Watching Shen Lang's departing figure, Kim Juo's wife smiled. "I think Shen Lang is actually quite a decent young man, very composed." Kim Juo nodded in agreement. Indeed, he didn't embarrass the Earl Manor at all last night. He's nothing like the rumors describe. Outside the city gate, Shen Lang shouted, "Prepare a carriage, we're going home." Then he raised his hand decisively, "And when we pass the Black Robe Gang headquarters, drive straight in. I have a little business with Tian Heng." The 2 cavalry guards behind him answered in unison, "Yes, sir." Just then, something caught Shen Lang's eye. He turned around repeatedly until his gaze settled upon a magnificent horse. Its white golden coat gleamed brilliantly beneath the sunlight. Muscular and majestic, it stood proudly with a flowing mane, radiating elegance and strength. Shen Lang couldn't help exclaiming, "What a beautiful horse!" A mischievous idea suddenly crossed his mind. "Ha ha! If I'm going to make an entrance, I might as well ride this magnificent horse." He immediately changed his order. "Wait, forget the carriage, I'll ride the horse instead." Several minutes later, General Shen Lang was still desperately trying to climb onto the horse. Reality, however, was merciless. Forget riding it, he couldn't even get onto its back. In the end, thud, he fell flat onto the ground. The 2 soldiers nearby could only stand there silently, completely speechless. Shen Lang slowly climbed back to his feet, his body trembling from the embarrassing fall. Even the soldiers struggled not to laugh, but losing face was unacceptable. Straightening his robes with complete seriousness, he declared, "The sun's a little too strong today. I'll take the carriage after all." The 2 guards remained perfectly silent. Neither knew what they were supposed to say. Half an hour later, Black Robe Gang headquarters. 2 archers patrolling the walls suddenly heard approaching hoofbeats. Outside the fortress, a carriage sped toward the main gate, followed closely by 2 mounted cavalry escorts. The guards immediately raised their bows. "Halt! Halt! This is the Shunwu Civil Guard headquarters. Who dares force their way inside? Stop now, or we'll shoot." Suddenly, a bald, bare-chested man hurriedly shouted, "Stop! Stop! Don't fire!" He immediately yelled at the 2 archers, "Have you lost your minds? Do you still want to live? Look carefully. That's the Earl Manor's cavalry. Now hurry and report to the gang leader." The carriage continued through the gates, before gradually coming to a stop. Shen Lang stepped out first. The 2 guards followed closely behind. With absolute confidence, Shen Lang walked straight toward Tian Heng and his followers. He smiled faintly. "Gang leader 10, still doing well, I trust?" Tian Heng immediately spread his arms with a cheerful smile. "Young Master Shen, how have you been? If you needed anything, you only had to send someone. Why trouble yourself by coming here personally?" His smile appeared warm and welcoming. Inside, however, he was seething. The bastard only married into the Earl Manor last night, and this morning he's already here to flaunt his power. What a despicable little man. Standing before Tian Heng, Shen Lang sneered. "Didn't you try to capture me a few days ago? Well, I've delivered myself right to your doorstep." Tian Heng immediately cupped his hands, apologetically. "Just a misunderstanding. Please don't take it to heart, young Master Shen." He then gestured politely toward the reception hall. "Please, come inside for some tea." Inside the reception hall, the 2 men sat facing one another over tea. Smiling faintly, Tian Heng asked, "So, what guidance has young Master Shen come to offer today?" Shen Lang answered confidently, "I'm here about the debt of 1,000 gold coins. A debt should always be repaid. Anyone who refuses to repay money he owes is nothing but a coward." Tian Heng suddenly burst into loud laughter. "Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha!" He slowly produced the blood-written debt note. A servant immediately brought over a brazier filled with burning charcoal. Without hesitation, Tianheng tossed the debt note into the flames. Once it had burned to ashes, he smiled triumphantly. A debt of 1,000 gold coins? I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I forgot about it long ago. There was never such a debt. Shen Lang quietly watched the burning cloth. Then his expression suddenly changed. Gang Leader 10, you're the one who owes me 1,000 gold coins. How could you forget? And you even burned the debt note. That's hardly appropriate. Now the evidence is gone. People might actually think I came here to scam you for money. Tianheng froze. He simply stared at Shen Lang in utter disbelief. Before Tianheng could recover from the shock, Shen Lang continued calmly. So, are you planning not to repay me? Inside, Tianheng nearly exploded. Repay your grandfather. I've spent my whole life in the Jianghu, and I've never met anyone as shameless and thick-skinned as you. Unable to argue back, Tianheng could only suppress his rage. Moments later, he forced himself to smile. My memory really is terrible. When others owe me money, they might get away without paying, but when I owe someone else, I always repay my debts. Turning to a servant, he ordered, "Bring 1,000 gold coins." "Yes, sir." Within moments, a heavy chest overflowing with gold coins was placed before Shen Lang. Tianheng gestured towards it. "Young Master Shen, please count them." Shen Lang narrowed his eyes at the chest. Then that familiar sly grin appeared again. "We're old acquaintances. Let's not bother with the interest." Hearing that, the anger inside Tianheng didn't lessen in the slightest. It only grew stronger. This bastard already extorted my money. Now he actually has the nerve to bring up interest? Despite his fury, Tianheng maintained a pleasant smile. He placed another pouch of gold on the table. Close friends keep their accounts clear. Interest should naturally be paid as well. Here's another 100 gold coins in interest. Please count everything, young Master Shen. This time, Shen Lang didn't even look. He simply lifted his teacup and took a leisurely sip. Tianheng watched him carefully, yet still couldn't figure out what Shen Lang was planning. Silence gradually filled the room. Neither spoke. Finally, Tianheng broke the silence. "Is there anything else I can do for young Master Shen?" Shen Lang slowly lowered his teacup. His expression suddenly became cold. "Where's Tian 13? Tianheng frowned. "Why are you looking for him?" Shen Lang answered expressionless. "Yesterday, he tried to arrest my parents. He even threatened to slaughter my entire family. I want to break both his legs." Tianheng's eyes widened, veins bulging across his forehead. "This is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Just 2 days ago, he was wagging his tail like a dog. Now he actually dares come here and bully me?" Even so, he forced himself to reply calmly. "I never imagined Tian 13 would dare offend young Master Shen. How unforgivable. Once he returns, I'll personally break both his legs." Then he deliberately added, "But unfortunately, he left for Beiling City last night. He won't return for another month or 2. Shen Lang smiled. "Ha, what a coincidence." He rose to his feet. "Very well, let's leave it at that for now. But Gang Leader 10, when Tian 13 comes back, make sure to inform me. I'm still looking forward to breaking his legs." As Shen Lang walked toward the exit, Tianheng repeatedly nodded. "Certainly, absolutely." "Let's go." The carriage rolled away from the Black Robe Gang headquarters, once again escorted by the 2 cavalry escorts. Inside the compound, Tianheng violently threw his teacup against the wall. Crash! Only now did the fury he had suppressed finally erupt across his face. He roared, "Someone burn the chair that bastard was sitting on." "Yes, sir." At that moment, Tian 13 stepped out from the back. "Godfather, don't be angry. Shen Lang is becoming more and more arrogant. Sooner or later, the Earl Manor will punish him. Perhaps before long, we'll hear news that he's been beaten to death." Tianheng ground his teeth. Unbelievable! Who could have thought that such a worthless piece of trash could turn his life around so quickly? He turned toward Tian 13. "For the time being, don't leave the headquarters. Stay here and keep a low profile. Don't show your face outside." "Yes, Godfather." Suddenly, a familiar voice drifted in from outside. "Oh, Tian 13, you move incredibly fast. Didn't you just return from Beiling City in a blink of an eye?" Both Tianheng and Tian 13 froze. Standing at the entrance, Shen Lang smiled mischievously. "What? Can you travel 1,000 miles in a single second?"
Behind him, a terrified Black Robe Gang guard came running after him. Tianheng's face instantly darkened. "Shen Lang?" Shen Lang continued.
He brought more than a dozen men to my house, smashed the door down, and tried to arrest my parents and my younger brother. If Kim Jong hadn't arrived in time, I don't even want to imagine what would have happened to them." Pointing directly at TN13, Shen Lang said, "All I want is to break both of your legs. That's not too much to ask, is it?" Then he turned to Tian Hang and continued, "Guildmaster Tian already said that as soon as TN13 returned, he would break both of his legs. Well, he's back now. Go ahead." Tian Hang frowned, his eyes burning with fury. 13 is my adopted son. Beating him is the same as slapping me in the face. Does this brat really think I'm afraid of him? Fortunately, I rode through the night to the Zhang family yesterday and secured their support by offering them enough benefits. Even if things escalate, I'm no longer afraid of the Earl's mansion. With a furious roar, Tian Hang slammed his fist onto the table, splitting it cleanly in half. The two cavalry guards immediately drew their swords and stepped in front of Shen Lang, ready to protect him. Murderous intent filled Tian Hang's face as he growled, "Shen Lang, don't push your luck." Shen Lang merely smiled, revealing a row of gleaming white teeth. "When you wanted to kill me and wipe out my entire family, did you ever think that you were pushing things too far?" Tian Hang spread his arms and burst into loud laughter. "Ha ha ha, ha ha ha!" Then he sneered, "You're nothing more than a live-in son-in-law. Acting this arrogantly won't end well for you. The Earl is known for putting justice above family. When the time comes, he may very well sacrifice you for the greater good. I am the commander of the civilian militia of Shenhua City, under the authority of the City Lord's mansion. If anyone has the right to punish me, it's the City Lord, not the Earl's mansion. If the Earl interferes, he'll be overstepping his authority. Shen Lang, I'll ask you one last time. Are you going to break TN13's legs or not?" Tian Hang replied provocatively, "If you want it done, do it yourself, or have those warriors from the Earl's mansion behind you do it." Shen Lang glanced at the guards beside him. The two warriors deliberately looked away, pretending they hadn't heard anything. Tian Hang smirked. "Shen Lang, everything was peaceful. Why insist on making trouble? In the end, you'll only embarrass yourself." Seeing that there was nothing more he could accomplish today, Shen Lang cupped his fists. "Ha ha, Guildmaster Tian, it's getting late. I still need to visit my parents. I'll come back tomorrow." Tian Hang raised his eyebrow. "And what happens tomorrow?" Shen Lang answered confidently, "Tomorrow, I'll make you break TN13's legs right in front of me, and I'll make you swallow every word you said today." Tian Hang laughed mockingly. "Ha ha ha, how arrogant nonsense. You're only the Earl's son-in-law. Don't act as though you're someone important. Your status is barely above that of a servant. What exactly do you think you can do to me?" Shen Lang turned and walked away. "You'll find out soon enough. Tomorrow will come quickly." Seeing Shen Lang leave, Tian Hang called after him triumphantly, "I'll be waiting. Take care on your way out." After leaving the Black Cloak Gang, Shen Lang and his escort quickly returned home. The moment she saw her son, Shen Lang's mother hurried over. "My son, how has the young lady of the Earl's mansion been treating you?" Holding several gift boxes, Shen Lang handed them out one by one with a smile. "Don't worry, mother. Lady Kim Mulan treats me very well. She doesn't bully me at all." Turning to Shen Zhen, he handed him a medicine box. "Shen Zhen, this is healing medicine your sister-in-law specially prepared for you. It's very effective for your injured leg." Shen Zhen beamed with delight. "Big brother, please thank sister-in-law for me." While several warriors carried chest after chest of return gifts into the house, Shen Lang handed his father a blue money pouch. "Father, use this money to build a new house. Use the finest bricks and roof tiles." His father immediately shook his head. "Shen Lang, don't bring the Earl's money back here. I don't want people saying you're living off your wife's family." Shen Lang smiled reassuringly. "Father, I earned this by selling my fabric dye formula. It has nothing to do with the Earl's mansion, so don't worry. Let's build a proper house. That way I'll have somewhere decent to stay whenever I come home. And if Mulan comes back with me someday, she can't very well stay in this old thatched cottage, can she?" His father grinned broadly. "Good, good. Our Shen Lang has finally made something of himself." Shen Lang turned towards Shen Zhen, clenched his fist, and declared, "Once you've recovered, I'll take you out into the world. I'll make sure you have a bright future." Shen Zhen sighed dreamily. Once I become successful, I'm going to marry Widow Liu. Shen Lang couldn't help but laugh. My little brother's ambitions are still as grand as ever. Laughter filled the humble home of the family of 4. Before they knew it, evening had arrived. The sun slowly sunk below the horizon and the daylight softened. Standing outside the house, Shen Lang bid farewell to his family. "Father, mother, it's time for me to return to the Earl's mansion." His mother continued reminding him, "Shen Lang, be careful on the road." He smiled gently. "Don't worry, mother." As Shen Lang turned to leave, the remaining 3 family members watched his departing figure. Suddenly, his mother froze, as though she had forgotten something. "Shen Lang, there's something I forgot to tell you. Big Fool is in trouble. His condition isn't looking that good. You should go see him." Shen Lang immediately stopped and turned around. "What happened, mother?" At that moment, memories flooded back. Big Fool had been the only true friend of the original Shen Lang. Like the old Shen Lang, he wasn't very bright. Whenever the village children bullied Shen Lang, Big Fool would use his own body to shield him from the stones they threw. He had weighed 6 kilograms at birth. Although he had rarely eaten enough growing up, by the age of 18, he had reached a towering height of over 2 meters. Despite his enormous build, he was gentle, simple-minded, and completely harmless. He had never fought anyone. His own life, however, had been miserable. 3 years after his mother died during childbirth, his father remarried. From then on, he was treated like an unwanted orphan. He slept on the bare ground in the courtyard and survived on spoiled corn porridge. Had he not been useful as a laborer, his stepmother would probably have thrown him out long ago. Hearing that Big Fool had met with an accident, Shen Lang rushed without stopping towards Big Fool's home in Maple Leaf Village. He burst through the door. "Where's Big Fool?" Inside, 2 people were calmly drinking tea. The woman covered her mouth in surprise. "Second Fool? Why are you here?" Then she glanced behind Shen Lang. "Warriors? Why are warriors accompanying someone like Second Fool?" This woman was Big Fool's stepmother. Still covering her mouth, she suddenly remembered. That's right, Shen Lang became a live-in son-in-law. She answered, "Big Fool went to work. Why are you looking for him?" Shen Lang frowned. "Went to work? Didn't mother say something had happened to him? Where is he working? I'll go find him." Apparently anticipating another lie, Shen Lang took out a heavy money pouch. "One more thing, I'm leaving this money for Big Fool. From now on, make sure he gets enough to eat every single day. Understood?" He tossed the pouch on the table. The woman's eyes widened in astonishment. Holding a gold coin, she admired its dazzling shine. "Shen Lang, don't worry. I'll make sure Big Fool eats his fill. I'll even give him meat. You've become successful, but you still haven't forgotten your friends. You're truly a good man." Beside her sat a young man who eyed Shen Lang with suspicion. He was Big Fool's younger half-brother. Looking at Shen Lang with undisguised hostility, he sneered, "Big Fool? He's probably been dead in some mountain ravine for quite a while." Shen Lang's expression changed instantly. "What did you say?" Without another word, he rushed outside. "Quick, find Big Fool." An hour later, night had completely fallen. Somewhere deep in the mountains, a shout suddenly rang out. "Young master, over here! We've found him!" Big Fool lay unconscious in the forest, his body covered in wounds. A massive gash stretched across the left side of his ribs. Shen Lang hurried over. "Big Fool!" After a quick examination, he finally let out a sigh of relief. "Thank goodness, he's still breathing." Big Fool slowly opened his eyes and struggled to turn toward Shen Lang. "Big Fool, I'm here to save you." Though completely exhausted, he still managed to raise a trembling hand. A weak smile appeared on his pale face. "Second Fool, you're here. I've missed you so much." Tears welled up in Shen Lang's eyes. "I'm here. What happened? How did you end up like this?" Big Fool answered weakly. "My younger brother was fooling around in the mountains and provoked a huge beast. I went to save him. It hit me several times, broke several of my bones. Father didn't have the money to save me, so he left me here." Hearing those words, Shen Lang's anger exploded. Images of Big Fool being bullied your entire life flashed in his mind. "That little bastard has bullied you your entire life. He put sand in your food. He urinated on your blanket. He even blamed you whenever he secretly watched girls bathing. Even after everything he did to you, you still tried to protect him. And now, after risking your life to save that worthless scum, you were mauled by a tiger, yet your own father abandoned you here to die. Bastards. Animals. No, they're worse than animals. I will never let them get away with this.